Welcome neighborhood fam. My neighbors was good. Hit that like, drop a share. Spread the word through the hood. Scripture Sundays at night. We break bread on the line. Zoom call Fridays, Saturdays. Words sharper than knives. Tapping face to face. Yeah, we linking on the block. Last Sunday every month, pull up built with the fly. If the spirit hit your chest, so arms, no cap, send it cash app. Barack at the water for that. I'm pushing graphics 50 flat, unlimited flips. Turn around so quick like a brick in the projects. Yeah, them 10 commandment chains, yeah, I'm serving the block. 1 for 10, 2 for 15, double-sided come cop. It's ministry and hustle, we ain't playing no games. Plug in, show love, put respect on his name. Tawadaya hawa, tawadaya hawa, tawadaya hawa, in the yard, what's his name? Tawadaya hawa, tawadaya hawa, tawadaya hawa, tawadaya hawa, in yard's his name. Welcome to the neighborhood. I pledge allegiance to the Bible of the house of Yahshua, for which it stands, one nation under Yahweh. I'll make it a lamp unto my feet and a light to my path. I will hide your word in my heart, that I may not sin against it. For in your word is freedom and redemption to the house of Yahshua. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, I pray and rebuke every spiritual curse that has come upon me. In my household, whether visible and or generationless, let every chain be broken today, and let evil have no right to enter. Yahweh, I declare that our spouses, our children, and our families are covered by the blood of Yahushua. Build a spiritual wall of protection around us, so that no curse or tide or strife can enter our home. In Yahushua's name, Yah the Barak Yahweh. Rededicate the flame. Neighborhood of Hebrews, we rise in his name. From the struggle to the shine, never walk in vain. The Most High lit the path, and the fire remains. New dawn rising, same promise kept. Tears turn to joy where the remnant wept. Rebuild hearts with the kingdom code. We feast in light on the narrow road. The Most High bless what's born again. A clean slate starts where the fall began. Light it up, light it up, light it up, light it up. Rededicate the flame. Rededicate the flame. Neighborhood Hebrew, we rise in his name. Rise in his name. From the struggle to the shine, never walk in vain. Never walk in vain. The Most High lit the path, fire remains.
Hey y'all, it's the Feast of Dedication. It's time to get into it. Hanukkah, the Festival of Lights. So the feast begins on the 25th day of the 9th month, Kislev. The duration of the feast is 8 days. That's right, you get 8 whole days to celebrate the Most High. Starting on the 16th and going all the way to the 23rd. So this feast commemorates the rededication of the temple after its desecration under Antiochus IV Epiphanes. So we're going to look first into the Apocrypha, 1st Maccabees, chapters 1 through 4, 2nd Maccabees, chapters 10. And then we're going over to the Torah and the prophets in Deuteronomy chapter 7, Nehemiah chapter 12, 2nd Chronicles chapter 7. We're going to jump into some writings out of Psalms chapter 1, going into the New Testament, John chapter 10, Romans chapter 12, 1 Corinthians chapter 3, Colossians chapter 3, and 1 Peter chapter 1. So the theme of this feast here is the Most High calls his people to remain holy, resist assimilation, and dedicate themselves fully to the Most High. So you got to stop assimilating to what these other people are doing. Do not go in the way of the heathen. Hey y'all, appreciate y'all sliding on through. It's day 5, a new beginning. Let's read 2nd Maccabees chapter 10.
Chapter 10. Now Maccabeus and his company, the Lord guiding them, recovered the temple and the city. But the altars which the heathen had built in the open street, and also the chapels, they pulled down. And having cleansed the temple, they made another altar, and striking stones, they took fire out of them, and offered a sacrifice after 2 years, and set forth incense and lights and showbread. When that was done, they fell flat down, and besought the Lord that they might come no more into such troubles, but if they sinned any more against him, that he himself would chasten them with mercy, and that they might not be delivered unto the blasphemous and barbarous nations. Now upon the same day that the strangers profaned the temple, on the very same day it was cleansed again, even the 25th day of the same month, which is Caslu. And they kept the 8 days with gladness, as in the Feast of the Tabernacles, remembering that not long afore they had held the Feast of the Tabernacles, when as they wandered in the mountains and dens like beasts. Therefore they bare branches, and fair boughs, and palms also, and sang psalms unto him that had given them good success in cleansing his place. They ordained also by a common statute and decree, that every year those days should be kept of the whole nation of the Jews. And this was the end of Antiochus, called Epiphanes. Now will we declare the acts of Antiochus Eupator, who was the son of this wicked man, gathering briefly the calamities of the wars. So when he was come to the crown, he set one Lysias over the affairs of his realm, and appointed him his chief governor of Celesyria and Phanis. For Ptolemaeus, that was called Macron, choosing rather to do justice unto the Jews for the wrong that had been done unto them, endeavored to continue peace with them. Whereupon, being accused of the king's friends before Eupator, and called traitor at every word because he had left Cyprus, that Philometor had committed unto him, and departed to Antiochus Epiphanes, and seeing that he was in no honorable place, he was so discouraged that he poisoned himself and died. But when Gorgias was governor of the holds, he hired soldiers, and nourished war continually with the Jews. And therewithal the Idumeans, having gotten into their hands the most commodious holds, kept the Jews occupied, and receiving those that were banished from Jerusalem, they went about to nourish war. Then they that were with Maccabeus made supplication, and besought God that he would be their helper. And so they ran with violence upon the strongholds of the Idumeans, and assaulting them strongly, they won the holds, and kept off all that fought upon the wall, and slew all that fell into their hands, and killed no fewer than 20,000. And because certain, who were no less than 9,000, were fled together into 2 very strong castles, having all manner of things convenient to sustain the siege, Maccabeus left Simon and Joseph, and Zacchaeus also, and them that were with him, who were enough to besiege them, and departed himself unto those places which more needed his help. Now they that were with Simon, being led with covetousness, were persuaded for money through certain of those that were in the castle, and took 70,000 drachms, and let some of them escape. But when it was told Maccabeus what was done, he called the governors of the people together, and accused those men, that they had sold their brethren for money, and set their enemies free to fight against them. So he slew those that were found traitors, and immediately took the 2 castles. And having good success with his weapons in all things he took in hand, he slew in the 2 holds more than 20,000. Now Timotheus, whom the Jews had overcome before, when he had gathered a great multitude of foreign forces, and horses out of Asia not a few, came as though he would take Jewry by force of arms. But when he drew near, they that were with Maccabeus turned themselves to pray unto God, and sprinkled earth upon their heads, and girded their loins with sackcloth, and fell down at the foot of the altar, and besought him to be merciful to them, and to be an enemy to their enemies, and an adversary to their adversaries, as the Lord declareth. So after the prayer they took their weapons, and went on further from the city. and when they drew near to their enemies, they kept by themselves. Now the sun being newly risen, they joined both together, the one part having together with their virtue their refuge also unto the Lord for a pledge of their success and victory, the other side making their rage leader of their battle. But when the battle waxed strong, there appeared unto the enemies from heaven 5 comely men upon horses with bridles of gold, and 2 of them led the Jews, and took Maccabeus betwixt them, and covered him on every side weapons, and kept him safe, but shot arrows and lightnings against the enemies, so that being confounded with blindness and full of trouble, they were killed. And there were slain of footmen 20,500, and 600 horsemen. As for Timotheus himself, he fled into a very strong hold, called Gaura, where Chereas was governor. But they that were with Maccabeus laid siege against the fortress courageously 4 days. And they that were within, trusting to the strength of the place, blasphemed exceedingly, and uttered wicked words. Nevertheless, upon the 5th day early, 20 young men of Maccabeus' company, inflamed with anger because of the blasphemies, assaulted the wall manly, and with a fierce courage killed all that they met withal. Others likewise ascending after them, whiles they were busied with them that were within, burnt the towers, and kindling fires burnt the blasphemers alive. And others broke open the gates, and having received in the rest of the army, took the city, and killed Timotheus, that was hid in a certain pit, and Chereas his brother, with Apollophanes. When this was done, they praised the Lord with psalms and thanksgiving, who had done so great things for Israel and given them the victory.
So in 2 Maccabees chapter 10, it recounts the cleansing and rededication of the temple after Judas Maccabeus and his men defeated their enemies. What were they going to war for? To reclaim and rededicate it all back to the Most High. So with Yahweh's help, they reclaimed Jerusalem, they purified the sanctuary, and tore down the defiled altar the heathens had built. They constructed a new altar, restored the sacred vessels, rekindled the fire on the altar, and lit the lamps of the menorah once again. That's why it's called the Festival of Lights, because we relit the menorah and kept those going again. So on the 25th day of the 9th month, Kislev, exactly 3 years after the temple was profaned, they joyfully offered sacrifices and celebrated the Feast of Dedication once again. And they did it for what? For 8 days, giving praise and thanks to Yahweh for the victory and restoration. So welcome, y'all. This is what we do. According to the Most High and His word, our culture that is for us, we get 8-day celebrations, not a Christmas Eve and a Christmas Day. No. We get 8 days, and we get 3 different types of feasts like these. They decorated the temple with crowns of gold. That's right, we have to get decorative, and it comes from the Spirit from our Father, not heathens. Renewed the gates and established a decree that the feast should be kept every year as a memorial of deliverance and renewal. This chapter perfectly captures the essence of the Feast of Dedication by really honing in on the triumph of holiness over defilement, light over darkness, and faithfulness over compromise. It reminds us that when Yahweh's people, Israelites, rose up to cleanse what has been corrupted and rededicated it back to Him, His glory returns, His light shines again, and peace is restored among our people. We don't have this peace because we're so busy chasing behind other holidays, heathen holidays, instead of biblical holidays. We have to get back to our culture to really get that true spirit, which is the reason for the season. Let's read Colossians chapter 3.
Chapter 3. If ye then be risen with Christ, seek those things which are above, where Christ sitteth on the right hand of God. Set your affection on things above, not on things on the earth. For ye are dead, and your life is hid with Christ in God. When Christ, who is our life, shall appear, then shall ye also appear with him in glory. Mortify therefore your members which are upon the earth, fornication, uncleanness, inordinate affection, evil concupiscence, and covetousness, which is idolatry. For which things' sake the wrath of God cometh on the children of disobedience, in the which ye also walked sometime when ye lived in them. But now ye also put off all these: anger, wrath, malice, blasphemy, filthy communication out of your mouth. Lie not one to another, seeing that ye have put off the old man with his deeds, and have put on the new man, which is renewed in knowledge after the image of him that created him, where there is neither Greek nor Jew, circumcision nor uncircumcision, barbarian, Scythian, bond nor free, but Christ is all and in all. Put on therefore, as the elect of God, holy and beloved, bowels of mercies, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, long-suffering, forbearing one another and forgiving one another, if any man have a quarrel against any. Even as Christ forgave you, so also do ye. And above all these things put on charity, which is the bond of perfectness. And let the peace of God rule in your hearts, to the which also ye are called in one body, and be ye thankful. Let the word of Christ dwell in you richly in all wisdom, teaching and admonishing one another in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, singing with grace in your hearts to the Lord. And whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to God and the Father by him. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands, as it is fit in the Lord. Husbands, love your wives, and be not bitter against them. Children, obey your parents in all things, for this is well-pleasing unto the Lord. Fathers, provoke not your children to anger, lest they be discouraged. Servants, obey in all things your masters according to the flesh, not with eye service as men-pleasers, but in singleness of heart, fearing God. And whatsoever ye do, do it heartily, as to the Lord, and not unto men, knowing that of the Lord ye shall receive the reward of the inheritance. For ye serve the Lord Christ. But he that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which he hath done, and there is no respect of persons.
So in Colossians chapter 3, it calls believers to set their minds on things above and live as new creations in the Messiah. Paul teaches that since we've been raised with Yahusha, we must put to death the old sinful nature. Things like anger, lust, greed, lying, and all uncleanness that the Bible tells us not to do, and put on the new man or woman, renewed in knowledge after the image of the Most High. He reminds us always to walk in compassion, humility, patience, forgiveness, and love. Now, you can only find out how to do these things by reading the book. Y'all know what 2 Timothy 3:16 says. Also, letting the peace of the Most High rule in our minds and hearts. And the word of the Messiah dwells richly within us, because we got to walk in this thing day and night. So every action, whether in word or deed, is to be done in his name, giving thanks to Wada, to the Abba Yahweh, our Father. This connects powerfully to the Feast of Dedication, which is all about cleansing and renewal, just as the Maccabees removed defilement from the physical temple. So in Colossians chapter 3, it calls us to cleanse the inner temple, our character, desires, and daily habits, so Yahweh's Spirit can dwell freely within us, because everywhere we go, we're an extension of him doing righteousness, not uncleanness or lawlessness. To put on the new man or woman is to rededicate ourselves back to holiness, to being set apart, allowing the light of the Most High to shine through our lives. The chapter also teaches true dedication isn't just outward appearance like getting muscles, but rather it's inner, it's continual renewing of the heart and mind. Because in order for us to operate fully functional on the right level, it must be from within, so that our whole life becomes a living testimony of his presence and his glory. So long story short, renewal is not only national for the nation, but it's personal. It's your habits, building new habits, having new dedication. That's how it goes. Shalom, shalom.
Light it up, rededicate the flame. Neighborhood of Hebrews, we rise in his name. From the struggle to the shine, never walk in vain. The Most High lit the path, and the fire remains. New dawn rising, same promise kept. Tears turned to joy where the remnant wept. Rebuild hearts with the kingdom code. We feast in light on the narrow road. The Most High bless what's born again. A clean slate starts where the fall began. Light it up, light it up,
light it up, light it up.
Rededicate the flame.
Dedicate the flame.
Neighborhood Hebrew, we rise in his name.
Rise in his name.
From the struggle to the shine, never walk in vain.
Never walk in vain.
The Most High lit the path, and the fire remains.